You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the township supervisor
debt. And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
The so-called super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, may face her most challenging challenge to date if the rumors are accurate. The latest speculations claim that Henyard is under pressure to resign, but not willingly. After years of unrest, the mayor is reportedly facing growing opposition from concerned residents and former supporters. There is also speculation about potential legal consequences. If you have been following the story, you may have noticed that tensions have been rising in Dalton, Illinois, but this news takes things to a whole new level.
Anyone in the township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference.
So what was the cause of this massive unraveling? How did Tiffany Henyard, who was once a prominent member of the local political scene, lose everything, including her job and possibly her freedom? This narrative is full with debate, betrayal, and drama. At first, there were speculations that Henyard would step down. These reports had been circulating for some time, but no one was sure if they were accurate. After all, Henyard had always presented herself as invincible, a leader who could overcome any challenge, but as the weeks passed, the chaos grew more intense, and eventually insiders began sharing more details. Now that Henyard's time as mayor may be nearing the end, it's almost a given. The catch is that she isn't leaving voluntarily. She is reportedly being driven out by growing resistance from angry residents as well as erstwhile supporters. Some insiders are even helping the government. According to other sources, one thing is certain: despite the fact that the details are yet unknown, Henyard might soon have to face severe consequences. This version keeps the tension high without making any unsupported or harmful claims that would violate YouTube's guidelines. Tell me about any other modifications you would like to see.
The government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what.
If we want to understand how things went so wrong, we need to look at Tiffany Henyard's time in office. When she was first elected mayor of Dalton in 2021, she was seen as a breath of fresh air, since she was young, ambitious, and prepared to make an impact. However, the initial enthusiasm was quickly shattered. Henyard soon became known for prioritizing personal wealth over governance. She advertised herself heavily on billboards, turned city council meetings into chaotic affairs, and often gave the impression that she was more interested in consolidating her influence than in addressing the real issues Dalton was facing.
As the supervisor, there will be no comments, there will be anything. It will be me addressing you guys.
Then came the scandals. Ooh, the scandals. The first major problem arose when it was discovered that Henyard had used public monies for lavish travel. We're talking about extravagant dinners, five-star hotels, and first-class travel that is paid for by the public. Naturally, the residents were outraged. Their mayor appeared to be living in luxury, despite the fact that Dalton was already having financial difficulties as a result of underfunded schools and crumbling infrastructure. When pressed, Henyard refuted the criticism, saying the trips were necessary to network and give Dalton opportunities. However, many were not persuaded, which led to more dissatisfaction and criticism.
Anything that relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
It didn't end there, though. It is said that Henyard lavished a great deal of money on nearly everything. She reportedly spent tens of thousands of dollars on Amazon, purchased expensive SUVs for herself, and even hired a DJ to play songs like "Better Have My Money" at city meetings. After witnessing the scene, many questioned whether she had any respect for her position. Then came the accusations of corruption. Her government was accused of awarding questionable contracts to supporters and using the police as a personal security detail. Stories of purported village credit card abuse have also surfaced, involving shopping sprees at Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair. These accusations further increased the outrage and demands for accountability.
Is it the reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts.
What really enraged people was Henyard's egregious disregard for the rules. She reportedly fired personnel who challenged her power and resisted the board's efforts to investigate her finances. She was the subject of serious charges, including harassment of her critics, as if that weren't enough. One of the most shocking accusations was that she was involved in a violent crime against the home of a former trustee. The idea that a current mayor who was elected to lead and serve the community might be accused of such offenses seemed unthinkable. This may have seemed like something out of a crime film, but to the residents of Dalton, it was real life.
Shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this nation.
If that wasn't enough, Henyard was also embroiled in another incident, this time over allegations of inappropriate behavior. A former coworker who had reported a misbehavior incident that allegedly happened during a business trip to Las Vegas accused her of retaliation. The employee claimed that she was fired for raising her voice in addition to Henyard's unwillingness to address the problem. The mayor's already growing controversies gained a new dimension, and it was not surprised that calls for her resignation grew stronger. As the pressure mounted, Henyard's followers began to turn against her. Her inner circle started out as murmurs and soon started to disintegrate. After abandoning her, several of her erstwhile supporters even vented their grievances in public. Previously one of Henyard's most loyal allies, trustee Carmen Carlisle, made a harsh statement accusing the mayor of unethical behavior. Carlisle wasn't holding back when she accused Henyard of embezzling public money and controlling employees to boost her own standing. This startling statement was the turning point in Henyard's downfall. When you start receiving public criticism from your own fans, you know that things have gotten pretty bad.
And there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable for.
The clearest sign that Henyard's tenure may be ending is perhaps the growing opposition from the local population. People protested at city council meetings calling for her resignation and accountability. The locals were tired of being ignored, seeing alleged embezzlement of public funds, and fearing retaliation for voicing their concerns. "What you have done to this village is a disgrace," a person commented bluntly. "You are, in my opinion, the worst mayor in the country." Former supporters were calling for her resignation in addition to longtime critics expressing their outrage. It was as though a dam had burst, releasing years of repressed rage. And it was more than just words. There was real action. As petitions circulated, rumors of a recall movement gained momentum. Henyard's opponents were determined, organized, and unyielding until she stepped down. And additionally, legal action is always a possibility. Henyard is reportedly the focus of a federal investigation, with the FBI allegedly looking into her financial dealings and potential misconduct. Although authorities have not provided details, insiders claim that evidence has been gathered for months and that an indictment could be forthcoming. If Henyard believed she could get away with it, she might soon have to face a harsh truth. What is the next course of action for Tiffany Henyard? If the reports are accurate, her time in office may be coming to an end, whether she likes it or not. Given the mounting demand and momentum to have her removed, it's difficult to understand how she can cling on for much longer. Even if she manages to maintain power for a brief period of time, it is unlikely to last. As the walls close in, many individuals are already anticipating what will happen next.
Investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands.
Henyard's story is far from over, which is the issue. Even if she resigns or faces charges, the consequences of her tenure will persist for years. The municipality of Dalton has been through a lot, therefore it will take a lot of work to restore trust and repair the damage. The residents of Dalton will definitely not put up with this. They have had enough and are ready to seize their town. The urgency and frustration of the public's response speak for itself. One person said it perfectly. When will she be removed and charged for taking from hardworking people? We have to stop her now. This is a sign of growing impatience among those who feel that justice is long overdue. Another phrase that summed up the general discontent was, "Why is it so hard to remove unfit leaders from government positions?" That question is being asked by a lot of individuals. How could someone like Henyard hold on to power for so long in the face of mounting scandals? Although this reality is annoying, it also serves as a reminder of how crucial leadership, focus, and accountability are. The people of Dalton are not giving up, even if they had to learn this lesson the hard way. Their objective is to see this through to the end. As we wrap up, one thing is clear: this story is far from over and there's much more to come. Will Tiffany Henyard finally be forced to resign? Will she face legal consequences for her actions? And most importantly, will the people of Dalton get the accountability they've been demanding? These are the big questions on everyone's mind, and they won't be going away anytime soon, so stay tuned. This saga is just getting started. As always, we'll be here to keep you updated on all the latest developments. In the meantime, we want to hear from you. Do you think Henyard will actually step down, or will she try to hold on to power until the very end? What do you believe should happen next? Should she face legal action, or is there another way to resolve this situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.